Welcome to the belated Tech Channel's 64th edition and second year of the Tesla and SpaceX Redux. We are reviewing the milestones that occurred on each day in the week of December 6th through December 12th in the history of Tesla, SpaceX, and other Musk-affiliated businesses. December 6th, 2007, Inc. magazine named Elon Musk Entrepreneur of the Year in their December issue, available on or near this date. The award was in recognition of his aggressive bet on Tesla, which had yet to ship any production cars, SpaceX, which had yet to successfully launch a rocket, and SolarCity, which had yet to turn a profit selling solar panels. The magazine made a number of insightful observations about Musk's persistence and the ability to make key choices. One in particular stood out: the hiring of Tom Mueller, who designed an engine for TRW that was supposed to go in the Delta IV rocket, but was rejected by Boeing. Mueller hired 25 engineers and developed a working engine for the Falcon 1 rocket, and Musk was able to book 14 launch orders. The Falcon 1 reached orbit in 2008, and the medium-lift vehicle Falcon 9 reached orbit in 2010. It would be another 11 years before another U.S. commercial space company performed the same feat, in this case Astra Space, and its light-duty vehicle, Rocket 3.3. December 7th, 2020. The Federal Communications Commission on this date awarded SpaceX with nearly $900 million worth of federal subsidies to support rural broadband customers through the company's Starlink satellite internet network. The amount was 1/10 of the total amount of the FCC's $9.2 billion auction for Phase 1 of the agency's $20.4 billion Rural Digital Opportunities Fund. The subsidies are designed to be an incentive for broadband providers to bring service to the underserved and hard-to-reach areas of the United States. The subsidies were to be distributed over the next 10 years so long as each provider meets all deployment milestones for bringing broadband service to the areas bid and won. SpaceX ranked as the fourth highest awardee in terms of dollar value in the auction. Only LTD Broadband, Charter Communications, and Rural Electric Cooperative Consortium won more in total contract values, with $1.3 billion, $1.2 billion, and $1.1 billion awarded, respectively. December 8th, 2010. A Falcon 9 1.0 rocket, Booster 4, lifted the Dragon demo capsule C-101 to low Earth orbit from the Cape Canaveral Air Force Station Launch Complex 40 on this date. The booster disintegrated upon re-entry before the parachutes could deploy. The rocket also carried 2 CubeSats into orbit. This was to be the last launch for SpaceX for 18 months, when the C-102 Dragon demo capsule was lifted to orbit, successfully docking with the ISS. 6 months later, SpaceX conducted the successful CRS-1 resupply mission with Dragon capsule C-103. Enjoying our content? We issue new videos every week, so be sure to subscribe so you stay current. Subscribing is free, and we encourage you to browse our 350-plus video library, where you can find more milestones installments for every day of the year, as well as tech documentary segments, current events in space exploration, science and technology, gameplay recordings, reviews of tools and equipment, and reviews of small electronics and appliances. Each video is tagged with an alphanumeric indicator in the title, so searches for particular segments are quick and easy. December 9th, 2020. Starship SN8 launched from the Boca Chica Starbase's suborbital platform on this date. The craft reached an altitude of 7.8 miles and returned to the launch point, crashing on impact. The resulting explosion scattered wreckage across the landing pad, peppering the nearby structures with debris. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration, which regulates U.S. space activities not overseen by NASA and the military, was not amused. SN9, SN10, and SN11 all exploded on their return to the starbase in the subsequent weeks, pushing environmental activists into a frenzy. Although SN15 conducted a successful flight and returned to Starbase without incident, the FAA went into a protracted review of SpaceX's request to amend its launch license to allow for orbital flights. The FAA is expected to rule in December as to whether it will grant the amendment with suggested environmental remedies, or whether it will demand a full environmental impact statement, which would effectively put an end to SpaceX's Texas commercial spaceport ambitions and force it to consider other commercial or government facilities. December 10, 2015. Musk announced on this date the return of the Falcon 9 to the launch pad following the disastrous CRS-7 mission, in which the rocket, booster B1018, exploded after suffering an overpressure incident in the second stage LOX tank. In addition to the embarrassment of losing an ISS resupply freighter commissioned by NASA, the company received an incredible amount of negative press. It was to be the last flight of a version 1.1 booster. The new booster was called the FT, and it would first launch on December 22nd, carrying the Orbcomm OG-22 package of 11 satellites into orbit. CRS-8, using Dragon Freighter C110, was launched on April 8, 2016, on booster 1021 without incident. Freighter C109, used during the CRS-7 mission, had been lost along with the Falcon 9 rocket, requiring its replacement by SpaceX. Have you agreed with our choices, or do you think there are other events in space and tech history that are better? Go ahead and share with us by dropping a comment below. If you have suggestions for other space and tech milestones, let us know. We'll credit milestones we pick for future videos to those viewers that post them. And don't forget to click the bell notification icon so you don't miss upcoming videos. December 11th, 2020. Opinion journalism cable channel CNN vented its spleen on this date, complaining that no matter how much mud was cast on Elon Musk by corporate media outlets, the SpaceX and Tesla CEO seemed not to notice. Even worse, his companies succeeded in spite of the constant barrage of hit pieces and requests for comment that were ignored. Its stock was up more than 500% that year, adding an estimated $100 billion to Musk's wealth. Tesla reported its largest quarterly profit ever the previous October, and it would shortly join the S&P 500. CNN's article pointed out that, quote, companies benefit from building trusting relationships with reputable journalists who can validate a company as a third party, especially in times of crisis. But Tesla has all but stopped engaging publicly with the traditional news media in the US, instead relying on Musk's Twitter account, the company's YouTube account, social media influencers, and direct emails to inform the public. Mary Riddy, former communications executive for the social media company Snap, offered an explanation. She was paraphrased as saying, quote, Tesla beat reporters focus on more negative stories rather than on the company's innovation. She sees, from Tesla's point of view, why the company would decide to disengage with reporters. But perhaps the best part of this article was this admission, which read, quote, CNN Business reached out to Tesla for comment for this story, but did not receive a response. December 12, 2017. Elon Musk announced near this date that only 50,000 hats bearing the name of the Boring Company would be produced. The hats were priced at $20 each, which meant that the nascent tunneling company would raise $1 million. Last week, we covered the second marketing stunt by the Boring Company, who raised $3.5 million selling faux flamethrowers. The hat and flamethrower promotions were to be the only two merchandise items offered. As of 2021, the flamethrower remains featured on the Boring Company's website, but there is no mention of the hats and no other merchandise is offered. In comparison, both SpaceX and Tesla offer online merchandise sales. On November 17, 2021, Elon Musk said on this date he expects the first orbital flight of SpaceX's Starship to take place as soon as February or March, pending regulatory approvals. Musk was speaking at a joint meeting of the National Academies Space Studies Board and Board on Physics and Astronomy. Musk also said SpaceX would attempt a dozen Starship launches in 2022 and possibly more. The constraint was the company's engine build rate. To that end, SpaceX is building a new factory in Texas for the high-volume production of Raptors. If the Starship test flights are successful, Musk anticipated to begin operational missions in 2023, including a circumnavigation of the Moon. We hope you enjoyed this 64th episode of Bladed Tech's Tesla and SpaceX Redux. If so, click that like button. Once again, don't forget to subscribe, or just stay in touch by following us on our microblogging accounts, which are listed below, the community feed for this channel, our Instagram feed, and our Minds page. We announce all new videos and post some unique content on those outlets. And if you prefer an alternative video distribution source, consider visiting our channel on Rumble. Thanks for watching.